All right, we are live. Hello, hello, blissful parents out there. Michelle Abraham, your host of Blissful Parenting. I am bringing you an awesome guest today. It's Andrea Yi, and we are talking about STEAM, STEM, and everything in between. So Andrea has a company called Raising Dragons, and I'm super excited to dive into more cool stuff with Andrea. She has 4 boys between the ages of 5 and 12. She's one busy lady. She's an author of many books, and she has one coming out in the new year and actually further into the new year. But we're going to talk all about that today too. So stay tuned. Andrea, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. I'm so
Awesome.
happy to
Well,
be here.
yes, we are super happy to have you here too, because I think over the last couple of years, our parents out there have really had to take on the role of educating at home a lot of the time. Some people still are. And even if we weren't, I think it's so cool to learn about some activities that we can do with our kids that don't involve iPads or tablets or
Right.
computers. And then especially, I find it difficult to find activities inside to do with them. We live outdoors and there's tons of outdoor space in our area, but it's the indoor activities. I'm like, what can we do? Game, puzzle. I'm like, so these kind of things that you talk about in your on your blog is just so cool. STEM activities. And tell us more. Tell us how you got started.
Oh gosh. Well, it's been like 4.5 years now. I think after I had my fourth son, I decided to stop working full time and I was at home. And I sort of realized I needed ideas of things to do with them. And there's a lot of ideas out there, but um, I wanted really simple ideas. So I just went out there with the mission of simple, educational, and sort of STEAM and STEM focused. I have a background as I was an engineering major, but then I worked in fashion. So I sort of have this like STEAM mindset where I love math and science, but I love the infusion of art and making things beautiful. So I just came up with the idea to start my own site or in social media site, and I called it Raising Dragons because I feel like I'm raising dragons. um, and I wanted to create video content, like simple 1-minute videos to sort of give busy parents and educators the gist of what the activity is. So then they could just like, okay, I can do that. I have those things. I can pull it together and do it at home. So that's sort of how it all started. And I just started sharing my videos on social media sites, Facebook and Instagram. And on Facebook, parents started sharing it and it sort of just went crazy. And that's sort of how we got started. And I realized there was an appetite and a need to create content like this and give other parents that motivation and inspiration that they need. So that's sort of how I got started. And I'm still giving people ideas today.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead. What were we going to say?
Oh, no. So, and my kids are like the testers of the ideas. Sometimes I think it's a great idea. And then we try it out and they're like, no, this is boring. So then that idea goes away. And so I think that's been the success too, is that my kids are doing the activities in most of the videos. So if they do it long enough and enough times to enjoy it, I know it's a good idea and that I should be sharing it with other people.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love those ideas. I love that the kids are testing them out too, so that, like, okay, this was a bad idea. This was a good idea.
Right.
I was watching a TikTok video the other day where they're making ice cream and it became a little bit of a gong show. I think.
Right.
Maybe go,
And
okay,
you know
we're
what?
back to
Sometimes things
normal.
don't always go the way you plan, and that's okay too, right? We're
Yeah.
playing, we're having fun. Activities like this are important because they get enough screen time, they get enough workbook time, school time. So I think to have activities like this that are more play related,
Mhm.
right? It helps them, and more experiment related. They can ask questions, they can build their curiosity, they can develop those critical thinking and problem solving skills. And it doesn't have to be difficult to set up either. Like
Yeah.
that's sort of where my mission is. Like I try not to post anything that requires things you wouldn't already have at home.
That's awesome.
Because I've read so many times I see a cute craft and I'm like, but I don't have a hot glue gun, or nor do I want to get it out if I do have one.
That's
So
awesome.
if it's too difficult, I don't want to do it.
I love that. I'm a spark leader for Girl Guides up here in Canada. We call them Girl Guides in the US, Girl Scouts, same thing. But I have a
Okay.
group of 12 girls, and I was looking for a craft for them, and I found this one, and it was a leaf. It was like cutting out these leaves, and it was perfect because it's fall. These leaves. But then
Sure.
I'm looking, I'm like, we don't have these kind of leaves around here. I'm like, can't do these crafts. So I love that you're keeping it to stuff that we usually have around the home. What are your favorite ingredients for some of the activities you're doing?
Oh, well, you know what? I have to say, I don't know if that's my favorite ingredient, but shaving cream like never disappoints in my house. There's so many ways to play with it. I mean, the most basic level, you can just put it on a flat surface and draw letters in it. Or, I mean, kids love it's a great sensory material. And if you just even clear a space and put some shaving cream on a table, like they will mush it. You can write letters, shapes, draw pictures in it. And then there's so many other ways to play with it. You know, you can put it in a like a sealable Ziploc bag and put some colors in it, and they can sort of have a mess-free way to mix colors and move it around, and you can play with it that way. You can also make like a shaving cream rain cloud, which we do sometimes in you just need a vase of water. You put some shaving cream on top, drop some food coloring in. Food coloring is another one of my
Yeah.
favorite things because it's so easily
Mhm.
accessible and you can mix colors. Anyway, shaving cream and food coloring are like two of my top
Awesome. Food coloring and shaving cream. Can't
materials.
go wrong with that, right? Have those
Yeah, and
ingredients.
water, but that's everybody has
Yeah.
that.
We did actually, my mom brought this really cool activity. We were in an RV and we were out camping and she came and joined us and she brought food coloring and a shaving cream and we had it on a pan and
Yeah.
we rolled Easter eggs and we rolled eggs in it to make
Yes.
colored Easter eggs. I'm like, that is
Yes.
so cool. It's such a cool
Yes.
activity. Yeah.
You can also put it, just like you said, put it in a pan, put some shaving cream or put some drops of color on it and like take a toothpick or fork and sort of weave it through to mix the colors and then lay a piece of paper on it,
Ah,
scrape it
cool.
off, and you'll have like a beautiful marble print paper.
Oh, cool. That's a great idea. I
So
like
many
that
ways.
too. Yeah, and I'm loving that the teachers are in including STEM activities at school too. So
Yes.
it's awesome. I'm sure you have a lot of teacher fans on your website
Yes. A lot
too.
of home educators, a lot of grandparents actually,
Oh,
include, and then of course parents, and yeah, educators too.
that's awesome. And so how is the content kind of on there? It's like you go there and you can get all the different kinds of activities there, or
Sure.
do you sell some things there too as well?
I have so on the website raisingdragons.com you can go and that just has the activities on it. You can go to the menu and sort by age or by season. I have
Oh,
like
that's
fall
great.
Halloween activities. Um, you can also sort by STEM category or STEAM category. So if you want
Hmm,
science experiments or technology or engineering activities,
cool.
you can sort that way. Yeah, so I've tried to lay it out really easily. And then
Mhm,
also on social media, which is where most people find and follow us,
mhm.
I post like a daily activity.
Wow.
Definitely on Facebook we have. So if you just want ideas daily, because some people just like to have an idea served to them, like I know I do.
Absolutely,
So
yeah. That's where I find all the Girl Guide activities is on
right, just show
is
it to me.
online somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Well, now
heavy
I
into
know where I'm gonna
Halloween.
go though to find them all, so thank you. Now I can
Sure,
just go to
yeah.
one website.
Yeah, sure. And then we're on Instagram too. And I kind of like Instagram because it shows you like pictures of everything. You know, you can
Oh,
just
yeah.
scroll through the feed and be like, oh, that looks interesting to me. So that's
Yeah,
sort of my way I look for things. But
that's
yeah.
awesome. And so you must have a really fun household. Do you homeschool your kids too? Like, do they get to
Oh
do
no, I
these
don't
activities
homeschool.
at home?
No. Well, I mean, I reluctantly had to help homeschool them the last two
Right.
years, but I mean, I give major props to teachers because like what they do is phenomenal. And I'm just sort of supplementing with some fun activities when we're home.
Yeah.
But you know, the major learning is definitely through the teachers.
Well, you'll
And
have to thank your boys for testing out all these cool activities
yeah,
for all the other
for
kids out there, because that's
sure.
awesome that they've been tested and tried by kids and by boys especially, right? When if you can keep the boys' attention and do a fun
Yeah,
activity with them and they give it a thumbs up, I'm all over it because that means
sure.
it's going to be great for my kids too.
Right.
That's awesome. And so you've had a really, I want to talk just a minute, just being an entrepreneur myself too. Like I love your journey too, where you were, being at home with your kids, and then you're like, well, what am I gonna do? And
Right.
to see that you've launched this business and you've been featured in like Hearst Digital Media, Good Housekeeping, Brit and Co. You've had some really, really amazing success. And, I wanted to mention to our audience too, like your YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram stuff it's got more than 1 million followers across all your platforms. And it's been
Yeah.
viewed and shared more than 100 million times. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so that's not an easy thing to do. And, tell us a few things that, you think that made it really successful.
Sure. It's so hard to say like it's one thing, but I know it felt, even when I was starting it, it felt really overwhelming. Like I know how that feels to
Hmm.
start something from nothing. And I had to, I was telling you earlier, I had a friend who was like content creator, influencer who she'd done it for like 10 years and she does it as a full-time job. So I knew it was possible and I'd seen someone do it, but I'm not a writer. It wasn't really what I want to do. So I sort of had to make it my own. But I just took it like day by day, step by step. Like one day I just decided, okay, I'm going to buy all the domain, or I'm going to register all the domains, make sure Raising Dragons is available everywhere. So I did that day one. The next day, I think at the time I tried to write a blog post that I'd never written. And that's when I realized like, I don't want to, this is not what I want to do. And so
Right.
then I sort of reconfigured. I'm like, I'm going to do video because I like
Right.
that. I can be doing
Yeah.
activities with my kids and then I can share that way. So I sort of just did like one thing at a time. And I really kept my focus in the beginning on just serving the audience, like exactly what I think they would want when they would want it. And I think I even posted like 20 videos before I told anybody about it. Cause before I even told my friends I was doing it, I was like, I want to get a bunch of content up and then I'll start like sharing it with people. So, it just took time a little bit. If you have like a little bit of time every day just to do it, but this worked for me because I wanted to be here and the demands of the 4 kids were just getting to be too much for me to be
Mhm.
sort of in an office full time. So I sort of needed that flexibility, at least for a few years while my kids were little.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's sort of why I started, but it's what I realized is it's so much easier, I think now more than ever. And even 5 years ago to build a website on your own. Like I basically I have a little bit of a technology background, but not
Mhm.
very much at all. So to be able to build my own website, to be able to build all your social media, like there's so much that's kind of pre-built already.
Yeah.
And then I launched an e-commerce store, raisingdragonshop.com through Shopify, and that's kind of pre-built too. So like I didn't have to hire a lot of people to do it. You can kind of do it on your own if you sort of, you can Google how to build things and
Yeah.
it's just, everything's kind of out there for you. And it's totally possible now to sort of have a business on your own time if you want to.
Yeah, well, and you're very much a success story with that too. And I think it's really inspiring because I think this last couple of years have really shaken up everything and everything we used to
Yeah.
know as the work field and how we did work. And I think it's given some parents some opportunities to maybe explore other things. And what I want to just reiterate to our audience that you said was that you did something that was like you did it your own way. You didn't try to fit into the blogger kind of thing because writing
Right.
wasn't your thing, where you did something that you enjoyed on video. You took your background of what you are educated in and what you love and you put that all together. And I think that's really the recipe for success too. It's like
Yes.
take it day by day, do a little step, and getting into that consistent
Yeah.
action over time adds to a lot of action.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit every day, just kind of keep moving forward
Mhm.
is what I would always tell myself. And if I have a day where I just can't get to it, then I just can't get to it. And that's sort of the luxury I needed right now because life is busy and it's crazy. And, even there are many days I don't do an activity with my kids because I don't have time to. It looks like I do a
Right.
lot and we do a
Yeah.
lot, but,
Do you do like one day a week where you do like five in a row? Get the kids to change clothes between them? I know. Just kidding.
well, my first 2 or 3 years of doing this, I was like, yeah, 4 to 5 new pieces of content a week. And now, it's much less because I'm writing
Yeah.
books and sort of doing other
You have
things,
so much
but the
stuff out there.
content is evergreen, right? There's always people coming in and
Yeah,
sort of, and then my kids are getting older. So I sort of have a broad range of
that's
activities.
great.
And, they're somewhat timeless. Our
Mhm.
Halloween activities we did 3 years ago are still relevant today during
Sure,
Halloween
yeah.
time. So yeah, so the content can live forever, but I was a content creating beast for a while. That was really my
Yeah.
main, because my main focus in the beginning was to get a lot of content out,
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I didn't have a lot of other things going on. So I just put all my energy into that and really paying attention to what people were responding to and then trying to give them more of that.
Yeah.
You really want to serve your audience, I guess, is
Yeah.
the way to grow. Think about what they want, what they like. You'll see the interactions and then just make more of that.
Absolutely. You love what you say that, like really think about who you're serving is such an important piece that I think a lot of people forget about because they're on their agenda, what they want to create rather than
Right.
looking to see what is actually working.
Right.
And you briefly mentioned that you wrote a book, and I did mention at the beginning a little bit that you wrote a book. And so your first book was called 10 Easy STEAM Activities. And that book
100.
Oh, sorry.
100.
I'm looking at the word 100 and I said 10. I meant 100. So 100 activities. So you have it right there with you. Let's see it.
Yes, I do. It is.
Awesome.
You
Oh,
can
that
see
looks so cute. The cover. I love it.
brightly colored. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's just full of 100 simple activities for you to do at home. And simple, simple, simple is always the way to go. And I even find with my kids, if I try to make it really complicated, it is no more successful than if I, again, just put shaving cream in front of them.
Right.
So I always find it best to keep it simple. And then parents will do it too, right? Because if it's too complicated, you're like, no, next.
Yeah, or if you have to go out and buy like $100 worth of supplies to do a 5 minute activity as well.
Right. So unnecessary. So yeah, this book has the different categories of STEAM for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And then I also have a toddler section. So activities that can be done by older kids, but also will work for that like under 3 set. And then seasonal activities too. So the 4 different seasons of the year, I have some ideas in here for that. And then a sensory play. I love sensory play. So sensory is when you're sort of engaging the senses, and kids love that. It's a really good way for them to learn as well as like have a lot of fun. So I have some sensory ideas in here too.
Oh, that's so cool. And so where can we find that book?
It's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I think Target.com has it too. So there's lots of places online. You can get it also on Raising Dragon Shop. If you want a signed copy, you can get it there as well.
Perfect. Awesome. And what else do you sell in the shop? Do you sell kits or like some of the activities that you're doing too?
Yeah, so I have like a broad range of toys that I love, like educational toys or learning-based toys. We even have sensory items like thinking putties and a lot of building blocks, really sort of what I believe is like not sort of a one and done toy. It's toys that are sort of open-ended or creative. And then we do have a sensory kit that I put together too that comes with like everything you need, like the shaving cream, the water beads, like all the things you need, and a card with 10 activities on it, all in like a sealed container. So there's lots of fun stuff on there too. And you can get there from raisingdragons.com. If you just go there and go to the shop tab, it'll take you there too.
I know where I'm going to do my Christmas shopping now.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. It's so awesome. Now, I think you said you had an activity that you wanted to show.
Oh yeah. So I just want to show you how simple it actually can be. And this is one of the activities from our book. This is called a do-it-yourself lava lamp. So and I actually
yeah, and for those of you that are on podcasts and listening and you can't see, then she's holding up a bottle, like a jar.
So I just have a glass jar, and it's about a quarter filled with water that I've dyed blue, and then about a half full of vegetable oil. And so if you have that, you can just pour it in a glass or jar. I have a sealed jar because oil and water don't mix. So actually you can save this afterward and have sort of that ocean in a jar effect. And you also need like a fizzy tablet like Alka-Seltzer. So then I'm going to break apart the tablet, plop them in, and you'll see.
Oh, cool.
We have our very own lava lamp.
That is cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so the bubbles are going up in the blue and it's moving around. It looks exactly like a lava lamp. That's so cool.
And so when the fizzing stops, you can just add more tablets, or you can just save it and have your little ocean in the jar too.
Oh, that's so neat. What a great idea. And I mean, that literally, if the kids were doing it, would probably take a few minutes to do and keep them busy watching it for a long time. Does it go back to being separated, you said?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's great. Yeah, it looks like an ocean in a jar.
Right, it does.
Yeah, that's a great activity. So the ingredients for that was vegetable oil,
Water,
coloring water, yeah, an Alka-Seltzer tablet or
tablets,
seltzer
and food coloring too. A few
food
drops of food
coloring.
coloring.
Okay, so again, those were things that you have at home. Probably food coloring,
Right,
probably a glass jar, and that was great. And vegetable oil. So cool. Thanks, Andrea, for sharing that with us. That was really fun.
sure, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that one this weekend at home with my kids. I think they'd like that one.
Yeah, everybody likes it. I'm yet to meet a person that isn't fascinated by this one.
Yeah. What's your favorite one that you've ever done?
Well, I think my favorite one, and this only happened because we got dry ice in a shipment, and I was like, oh, if I ever get dry ice, I'm going to do this experiment. So, you know how sometimes you get perishable things and they come and there's like a little
Mhm.
dry ice left, don't ever throw it away. And you can also get it at, I just got more at an ice distributor. Like you can usually find it, it's very inexpensive. But
Mhm.
if you put dry ice in a jar, get like a
Mhm.
vase of warm water, put a squirt of dish soap in, and then drop a piece of dry ice in with tongs, of course, because you can't touch it. It will start bubbling up. And then when you sort of pop the bubbles, it's like smoke, they look like smoky bubbles. And
Oh,
it is like
cool.
the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that actually is a little more complicated because you don't have dry ice laying around. But I
Mhm.
always tell people if you
But
ever get
still,
dry ice
that
in a
only takes
shipment,
it's only one ingredient in the activity,
yes,
so that's
and
still
it's so cool. It's so cool. So you just add dish soap to a little warm water and pop in dry ice, and you get the most amazing smoky bubbles. I'm actually thinking about doing it for Halloween because
Ooh,
I
you
found
need
where
the
I can get
colors.
dry ice, and you can get
Yeah.
like 5 pounds of dry ice for $5 or something. It's
Oh,
very
wow.
inexpensive,
That's
and
really
they'll
cool.
like break it up into chips, and then you just use tongs to put the chips of dry ice in.
Yeah, and I guess for Halloween you could maybe put food coloring in that's orange or green
Yeah,
black or something or
sure.
some orangey
Yeah,
Halloweeny colors.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow, that's so
definitely.
cool. I love it. Well, Blissful Parents, we are so lucky to have had Andrea today. So thank you so much, Andrea, for joining us today. Blissful
Well,
Parents, make sure you go check out her book, 100 Easy STEAM Activities, and also go to raisingdragonsshop.com or raisingdragons.com to get all the activities that she has. I think I'm going to be heading there very quickly. And I'm super excited to have had you, Andrea. Any last words for our parents out there who are, wanting to do some fun stuff at their house, but they're like, oh, it's gonna be too messy. Any last words for them?
we'll do it in the kitchen because it's easy to clean up or over the sink, even if it's too messy. But just, you know what, keep it simple, have fun, play. Don't really worry about the learning aspect. Just get a few things out and sort of let the kids lead you too. Like many times I set up an activity and they'll like lead me in another direction and we just go there, like
Cool.
we just have fun. Like your kids just want to engage with you sometimes. And, it doesn't have to take a long time either. You maybe even last 15 or 20 minutes, but yeah, that's it. Have fun, play.
Yeah, I love it. And it doesn't involve a screen. And
Right.
it's an activity you can do on a rainy day, or, there's activities you can do indoors and, outdoor, you can do stuff outdoors too. Like it's great. I think it's a um, really cool thing to have in your back pocket. Like, when you need a quick, something to do with the kids for 20 minutes or 30 minutes,
Yes.
they'll remember that, even if it was a short period of time, I think, right? They'll
Yes,
remember
for
how much
sure.
fun and we did this activity. My kids still talk about those eggs my mom did like 2 years ago. And so clearly I need to do some other fun things in between there. So
Right.
yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Andrea, and Blissful Parents. Until next time, go out there, be blissful, and we hope to see you again next week. Thank you so much, Andrea. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.